Hey friends, if you're new here, I'm Christy, also known as the Comeback Mentor, and this channel is for women navigating those seasons in life where um, life feels quieter on the inside but heavier on the inside. And if that's you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because these conversations build and they're meant to be walked through together. So come on and join us. So there's something that I hear quite often. Why does clarity feel so much harder now, even though I have a pretty good relationship with God? Like even better than I did in my last couple of seasons. And that question alone tells me a lot about where you're at right now because I was there not too long ago. Earlier seasons don't feel like what you're going through right now. You prayed, you sensed a direction, and then you moved in your prior seasons. Now you pray and you're not exactly confused, but you don't exactly have solid clearance and nothing feels completely like really settled. And you're not picking up on what's going on, especially because your relationship with God is actually deeper than it's ever been before. But here's something I want to share with you. Knowing God better does not make decisions necessarily easier. It can make them feel more heavy. Earlier in life, clarity often would come quickly because our responsibilities were lighter. You could pivot, you could adjust, you could recover really fast. And now your choices carry people, carry history, carry the things that you've been through in the job place, in your relationships. There's a lot of life and a lot of consequence and experiences that come along with that. So you're not just wondering, what do I want? You're asking questions like, what does this affect? Because, be honest, when we were young, we didn't think that far ahead necessarily. Okay, this is a potential consequence if I say yes to this, or if I move here, or if I don't pay that, or if I go out with this group of people here, if I, we couldn't see that far ahead. Now because of how much life we've been through and how we've had to think about and consider others and the potentials for financial setbacks, for relational setbacks, for not getting the promotion at work, not getting the movement at work, not, you know, all the things. We consider the effects, and that right there changes how clarity feels. Spiritual maturity doesn't remove tension, it increases discernment. And that's so key because that is a huge growth process. And discernment requires holding more than one thing at the time. And I know a lot of people talk about balancing acts, but I, for one, look for harmony. Balancing is too hard to do. You focus too much on the wrong areas to be able to get to a balanced position when you should be looking for the harmony inside. You can love God so deeply and still feel unsure about timing. You can actually hear him clearly and still not have a full picture and want the full picture. And it doesn't mean that you're something flawed in your relationship with him. It just means the season is indeed different than anything you've ever gone through before. And there's also something else key here. When you know God better, you stop rushing past the cost of obedience. It's amazing how you reach this season, this midlife season, and your choices are based on how you could affect others, how it could affect others, how it could impact, when in your youth you didn't necessarily look at that. But in this season, you also don't want to rush past that cost of saying yes for yourself. You're not just asking, is this really God? Or is this just me? You're asking, am I ready to carry what comes with it? And that right there is a very real and heavy weight, because it's an internal conflict. It's something that you're passionate about, something you want to do, something that you want that will fulfill you, especially when the needs for you are not the same that they were in past seasons. It doesn't say anything about your value, because you're still valuable. It just means that the need for you has changed. People need you in a different way than your family, your job environment, your community, your church, your schools. People need you differently now, and that's all new. Learning how to navigate this ground, this new territory, this new terrain, is a process of discernment and patience. Being able to tune into your spiritual senses so that you know exactly what God's trying to share with you or ask you to release over to Him, or saying that, hey, we need to deal with this first, and then we can jump into that pathway. The earlier seasons were very much directional. You graduate from high school, you move into college or a job. You move from college to a job. You move into relationships, out of relationships, into relationships. You know what you want out of a relationship. You purchase a home, directional. You're always going. This season is invitational. There's a huge difference. God's not always pointing anymore. Sometimes He's actually asking, will you trust me? If I trust you with this territory, can I trust you? If you don't trust in me, how can I trust in you to take on this territory? He's asking you to sit in your decisions longer, and asking you to grow capacity, not speed. And I have always been about speed. I got to get from point A to D ASAP. I need to do everything I need to do in the in between to get there without tending to the inward. Because you're not needed in the same way as your past seasons, you've got to deal with the internal turmoil and chaos that's going on inside of there. The things that you have pushed past, the trauma, the disappointments, the pain, the trust issues, the physical pain, all of the number of things that you've had to bury to keep moving forward are now going to have to be dealt with. If you think God's being silent, He's not. He's asking your trust. He's asking you to invite Him in so he can take care of that inner chaos and clear up the fog. Some of you are so frustrated because you're trying to discern the next step the same way as you processed in the last season. That method doesn't fit anymore. This season is asking you to walk closer and not faster. If your clarity feels so much harder now, I get it. I spent 5 years there until I was in a place to, the Lord brought the resource to me. I still had to say yes. I still had to discern that this was Him telling me this is what I needed. And my yes got me where I am here today. If your clarity feels harder right now, it doesn't mean that you've missed necessarily, because God's going to give you that resource in many different ways until you say yes. You trust Him with that. He's going to trust you with more. He's going to reveal more. You're not behind. You're not going to stay stuck in the miry clay. Your time is now. Your season is now. He's not going to leave you out in the wilderness. He's going to keep trying. He's going to keep resourcing you. And He's going to keep investing in your happiness, your joy, and your peace. If this resonated, make sure that you are subscribed. We talk very honestly here about discernment, calling, purpose, identity, and what it's like to move forward without losing yourself, your true identity, and how God sees you. I'm Christy, also known as the Comeback Mentor, and I will see you in the next conversation. Bye.